And yes, I didn't think I would be a musician. In fact, I thought I would be a computer scientist. And that's because I grew up actually hearing a lot of stuff that we just heard, because my dad was at MIT, and he spoke about a future that, say, even about 10 years ago, where all of what we just saw would be possible. He spoke about it so very long ago, and today it is a reality. And somehow he tried to program me by giving me multiple choice, very difficult multiple choice questions when I was 5 years old and all of that, and hoping that I would go to MIT to be a computer scientist. And I loved my maths. But somehow, all of that math translated into music. Now, I'm going to play you a little piece that changed my life. I heard this. And that is a standard piece in the flute, Western classical flute repertoire. And I must have been about 10 years old when I heard that piece. And it just took over my whole entire being. And I didn't have a flute. I didn't have resources to buy one. I didn't have flute teachers in Sri Lanka at that point. My teacher was a wonderful teacher, and she was an artist, and she was able to still teach me the basics of flute. But I thought, no, one day I'm going to play that piece. And the very next year, I went ahead and bought the music of it, even though I didn't have a flute. And that same year, I got a gift of a flute. And all I could do was just that. Now, how was I going to play that entire piece? But I still didn't give up. And it took me many years and to start to teach that piece to myself as well. I learned the piano part. I listened to different recordings, and we didn't have YouTube at the time. And I kept practicing, and now I've learned to play it, and I've taught many students to play it, and basically it opened the entire world of classical, Western classical flute playing for me. And today I have a master's degree in flute, and so it also took me all over the world. It has taken me all over the world. And that's another reason why I like this piece is, it has these sweeping scales. And see how it's looking for that note. And then it finds that plane. And then keep looking. And you just keep reaching higher for the higher note. And I think it's really important, and I think that is why it really unlocked that world for me and for many people. Because after that, I was able to teach so many people as well. So I think the message of music and the message that I have to share is one of hope, where we can really, pitch it out that we have to, before you hit the high note, you have to hear it. And then you have to aim at it and then just really go for it. So each one of us, I think, whatever field we belong to, I think we can all be encouraged that whatever we're doing is not in vain, that if we keep at it, we will get there. So that's the most important thing I had to share about hitting the high note. I do also now have a few songs. This is a Sinhala song from Sri Lanka, and I love it very much. I've also put a few strains of some other tunes that have come to us across the ocean. So I hope you like it. I'll play first and you. I do have one more little piece to play for you. And this piece is something by somebody called Robert Dick, and he's somebody he's a revolutionary flautist in America, and he's created the sliding head joint for the flute. I don't have that, but he also uses very unusual techniques, and he's somebody who has come here and worked with Pandit Hariprasad Chaurasya as well. So we hear many worlds coming together in this piece, which is called Fisher Jumping. It's a classical, jazz, it's science and art and music all put together. Fish are jumping.